Wait, no, you still haven't met all the people that are gonna love you. Come on now. Do you ever feel like making new friends as an adult is like nearly impossible? Everyone already has their circle and you're just like an outsider looking in because you feel like there's no place for you in any of the circles. Or maybe you've told yourself that meeting new people was so much easier in your teenage 20s, 30s that at this point it feels daunting or maybe even hopeless. You're just doing it by yourself. What if I told you that some of the most meaningful relationships could still be ahead of you? Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll see that it's never too late to find those connections, to find purpose, and to find meaningful relationships that you so need and deserve. Think back of a time when you felt invisible. Maybe your kids grew up, they got married, and they have their own lives now. Or maybe you used to have a solid group of friends, great connections, but life, careers, and responsibilities pulled everyone in different directions. Maybe you felt the sting of sitting alone at a dinner party, scrolling through your phone, realizing that you have no one to call for a spontaneous coffee. I know that feeling way too well, and so do millions of others. But here's the truth: you haven't met all the people that you're going to meet in life. You haven't met all the people with whom you're going to have one type of connection or another. You're still alive, and as long as you're alive, you're gonna meet people. Some of your best friends, you don't even know their names or faces yet. And your biggest cheerleaders, they haven't entered your life yet. And that person who will see you for exactly who you are and love every bit of you, they might still be out there waiting to meet you as much as you're waiting to meet them. Leave a comment and tell us, have you ever met someone that you met later on in your life and who became an important part of your journey? And let's remind each other that true connections are always ahead or could always be ahead. You see, life is very unpredictable. One encounter, one unexpected conversation, one small moment of courage where maybe you approach someone, you start that relationship, that connection. That's all it could take to meet someone, that friend, that lifelong friend, that connection that you've been waiting for, I don't know, for a decade maybe. Maybe it's that neighbor to whom you've never spoken, that coworker who's going to become your confidant. Or maybe it's someone in a hobby class that you've been wanting to take forever. Think about 5 years from now, how you might have people in your life that you never imagined you'd meet or you'd have in your life. Think about 5 years ago, all the people that you now have in your life that you didn't have 5 years ago. It could be just one person. It doesn't have to be multiple people. Think about it, reflect on that. Your circle could grow in ways that you didn't even imagine. It's really not about age, it's just about being open to new people. Don't forget, as we grow, as our circle changes, we have different needs. As our life circumstances change, we have different needs. And therefore, we need different types of people in your life. So the people that you were friends with, or you had been friends with for the past 20 years or so, might not necessarily be the right people for you at this stage of your life anymore. Let me give you a little example to illustrate. About 2019, my daughter was going to school, kindergarten. One of my friends told me at the time, and make sure to take at least a phone number of one mother, one or two mothers that have kids in your daughter's class, because you never know if your daughter gets sick, if there's something where you need to contact other parents. It's always good to have someone's number. So there was this lady that I used to bump into in the playground while I'm waiting to pick up my daughter almost every day. We'd start talking, nothing deep, nothing too close, but at some point I felt comfortable enough to ask her for her phone number. Where she gladly gave it to me. We exchanged numbers. We never sent messages to each other or called each other at the time. And it was in 2019. So that was the year when the big COVID started. And there was a shutdown, and schools were closed, and everything was closed. And where I lived, we had restrictions. We weren't allowed to see anyone. We were not allowed to get together with anyone or have anyone over. Everything was closed. So at that point, I took courage and I said, you know what? Let me message her. Since we never exchanged messages, ask how she's doing. I had nothing planned. I just thought, let me message her, and that's it. I went ahead and messaged her, asked her how she's doing, if they're all okay. And she messaged me back, and that's when it all started. Soon after, we started exchanging messages, and she asked if I'd like to get together, and I said, "Sure, you can come over to my place, but we stay outdoors. Maybe you could bring your daughter's bicycle because I live in like a cul-de-sac where it's like a half circle where it's safe, not many cars pass." So I said, have your daughter bring her bicycle, and the girls could go on the bicycle, and we could just stay outside and talk, you and I." And she agreed, and we did this for a couple months. It was around May and the weather was just starting to get warm and nice. So it was pleasant to stay outside on those beautiful sunny days. And that's where it all started. I wasn't even seeing my parents because I don't know, we were all paranoid, but she was brave enough to come and I was brave enough to see her. And honestly, I did this for my daughter, not for me. I wasn't necessarily missing connections at the time, but um, my daughter was always bored and we couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't take her out anywhere. So I thought it'd be nice to spice it up with one of her friends from her class to come and hang out and play on the bicycle and just walk outdoors and talk. I felt it would be healthy for her, and that's what happened. Mind you, that girl was not even her best friend at the time, and that lady. Remember, we had never even exchanged a text before or a phone call, but I took the courage, I took the first step, and she responded. Little did I know that was going to be the beginning of a new relationship, of a new connection, of a new friendship. Fast forward to today, and we see each other once or twice a week. In the summer we were seeing each other, like last summer we saw each other daily at some point. It's a great relationship because we're like-minded. Me and my friend now are like-minded in many different aspects, not in everything, not with everything, but enough to have a good connection. And her daughter has become my daughter's best friend, and my daughter enjoys my time, her time with her. So it's enriching. It turned out to be a very valuable, enriching relationship for both myself and my daughter. And that's a plus because when you're a mother and your kids are still small, you want to try to be friends with people who have kids around your kid's age so that, you don't feel guilty when you're spending time with that friend because you know your kid is hanging out with their kid and it's a great relationship. It works both ways. So here's a very classical example about a situation where I wasn't even looking for friends or for any kind of connection or relationship. And it was the birth of a whole new connection that was totally uncalled for, totally unpredicted, and totally unplanned for. And at a time in life where you would have never thought that you could start a new friendship. I know that sometimes life feels stagnant and like nothing is changing, like you're stuck in a loop where no one sees you. Because at this age, we're not often starting a new career or new relationships. But what if at this point in life, you're just in a transition? What if the people who will love you the most are still finding their way to you, just like you're finding your way to them? We do know that friendships and deep connections are not just for the younger version of you because this could happen at any time and point in life. Because there are some connections that are just for you right now at this point, at this stage of your life. So hold on, keep going, because there's more love coming your way. There are connections that are going to be formed that you never even thought possible, or connections that are completely uncalled for and unexpected. Stop whatever you're doing. Maybe even close your eyes and imagine your life 1 year from now, 5 years from now. Imagine the new faces that you might have. Imagine the new connections that you might have developed in 5 years from now, the people that might come into your life, those people who are going to feel like home. Imagine the laughter, the long conversations, the unexpected connections. So, whenever you feel alone, lonely, missing that connection, just remember that you haven't met all the people that are going to love you yet, but they're coming. And when they do come, you can understand why you had to keep believing, why you had to wait, because there's a place and time for everything and for everyone in life. Because that person that you're going to meet today might not have been the right person for you 10 years ago and vice versa. So when that right person comes, you can have that connection that you so miss that you had years ago and you thought you'll never have again. You're going to have it. It might have a different face, a different name, a different nature, but you're going to still have it. There are going to be new connections that are suitable for your life today, for the person that you are today, not 20 years ago. If this message spoke to you, please do share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you're ready to meet new friendship, new relationships in your life today, type I believe in the comments and tell me all about it. Let's start attracting those connections that are on their way to us, that we want and that we need in our life. Know that your story isn't over. The best chapters might still be ahead of you, and I can't wait for you to meet them. I forgot to introduce myself. This is Christy. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you can relate, like, comment, and do the whole thing. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you on the next one.